Company is ILEG Technology Screens. We're doing another demonstration here. Showing off our screen. This is going to be a white level test. As soon as I figure exactly what did I just do with my tape. Just have my tape. Can't find my tape. I guess I'll use the caution tape instead. Okay, we'll use this instead. Gotta find something. Scissors in here. Right. Now, some people are saying, well, it's a white surface at the end of the day. It's not the same. We've done this already. I've done testing against white screens, heavy certified white screens versus white paper. Can't tell one from the other. I've done that already. All right. There goes what I just dropped. That right there is a white surface. And what I got to do is test to show exactly the difference between our product and a white surface, which is very important. Because again, people need to see their comparison, especially if you're going to be coming in here or any of our showrooms and you have a white screen already, you know, make sure you're going to get what you paid for. Let's start off with red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Red screen. All right. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Green screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yellow screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
No. YouTube.
Here's YouTube.
Yellow screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
No. Yellow screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, they're getting that mixed up with Yellowstone. I have no idea what Yellowstone is. I think it's a TV show or whatever it is, but not what I asked for. There we go. Green screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
We're gonna read different. And our comparison next to white. There. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
I can't advise for people enough. I keep explaining this to you. You don't listen to us. What's his name? We got your channel, your address, and your information. I told you, my boys are quick. You did a demonstration recently on the screen we did over here, claiming that our contrast levels were not pulling correctly. We'll see you in court. Come December, I told you, we're taking people to court left and right. My IT boys are no joke. So he ran across this guy's video who basically did something. He basically edited our video to make it look like the black levels weren't picking up correctly and made a statement that that's how our screens are reading. First things first, I've been developing black technology for years, so I think I would know how to pull a contrast level off the screen, which I'm doing right now. And for you to go in and edit our video to make it look like it's something that is not, we'll see in court, it's going to cost you $1 million. I keep warning you at the end of the day, we'll catch you, we'll find you. Stop doing dumb stuff. At the end of the day, you're going to get caught. You sit around court crying in front of a judge that you don't have this type of money. Stop doing dumb stuff. We're going to find you. Gee whiz Louise. You guys alone are going to make me more money than I'm going to make off my product by myself. Stop doing dumb stuff. We're going to find you. Trying to make our product look like the contrast doesn't pull up. Good luck on trying to win that one in court. That's not going to go well for you. But it's going to cost you $1 million, I can tell you that much. And because it's considered fraud in federal court, well, you know, enjoy the jail time. You're going to hear a lot. As a matter of fact, we want to just build a website. We're going to build a website and just put everybody's court trials in there. So that way you can read through some of the dumb stuff. It's a good idea because it also warns people at the end of the day, don't do dumb stuff. This is the stuff that can happen to you. Gee whiz Louise. Y'all that jealous at the end of the day? Y'all that bitter and that jealous over Mr. Bird's products? That y'all willing to basically get sued in court and throw away maybe some of your life for that? Yeah, that's jealousy. We can back this stuff up anywhere we go. Hey, spunky boy. You got perfect little teeth. Teethis. This is where you guys fail when you make these videos. People come in. We got showrooms coming in. I got people that are investing in our technology. You're not stopping my investments. You're not stopping. First of all, you're not stopping the blessings that my Lord gave to me. You got to see the devil working as hard as he possibly can to try to stop our blessings. You can't stop God. God is the one that gave us those blessings. So when you do those videos at the end of the day, you know what God does? God makes it possible for us to find you. And when we find you, you know what's going to happen in the long run. So we're going to find you either way. It doesn't make a difference. But you can't stop God's blessing. Investor comes in here with $10, $20 million in his pocket and says, hey, Mr. Bird, I want to basically flip some of this money. Show me what you got in here. Is that going to affect what he sees in a YouTube video? No, he's not going to believe in you. He's going to come see it for himself. That's the same thing when we were doing the 150-inch screen for the restaurant. And Jamie's contacting them, saying all kinds of nasty stuff, saying we're scammers. And the guy was like, does he know we're looking at the screen right now? Yeah, they come in and see the technology. Unlike you in that apartment, there ain't nobody walking up in there like that. You can't have people walking in and out of there like that. And you can't take the product anywhere because it doesn't back itself. That stuff fails. And if we ship you back your own stuff and you can't take that stuff and back it up, we know you can't have it in the showroom. The investor won't touch it or anything whatsoever. You have to have it trapped in that little dark environment to try to sell something out of it. We can go anywhere we want, which I've proved. I've been in multiple houses, multiple locations. I go where I want to go with our technology. So an investor that comes in here and says, hey, Mr. Bird, I'm going to come down and check out your videos, you can come down and check it out in a fully lit environment on this cheap projector right here. But you can't do on y'all screens at the end of the day because y'all stuff don't work. So you don't stop anything. You don't take anything off my table. You just basically line yourself up for lawsuits. That's what you do. Like if you don't want your stuff, we'll take it from you. I find that interesting. They will come in, and lawyers will contact them, and they'll be on YouTube ranting, which you can put a gag order on you, which means you can't say anything at all. Period. Anything you say in court will get you in trouble. So we put a gag order on. They can't speak. They can't say nothing. So meanwhile, you're mad and upset because we sued you, and you lost. Don't make up things you can't back up. That's how it works. Everybody knows how life works at the end of the day. Don't act new in the courtroom. I say our black technology is really the contrast. That's hilarious. We're the ones who invented the black technology. Right? Desperate. Super desperate. Yeah, back our stuff up. That stuff don't work. Like I said, those who basically pulled out, Part A is going to be challenged in court for several things. One of the things he has is lawsuit for posting my face. That's a $100 million lawsuit. I use my face. And the other one is basically challenging that range game in federal court. Or challenge your company. The other one doesn't have his business anymore, but he has an eBay listing, so we can now come after him. Because the eBay listing is showing him selling that product off that we sent back to him that's nothing more than house paint. He has to prove that stuff's not going to match any house paint in court. There's some other stuff come up behind that too, involving making statements about our company that he's going to have to back up in court. That's another problem he's going to have at the end of the day. So that's why you don't make statements you can't back up. That's why Mr. Bird comes on here and I show demonstrations or talk about anything on here. What's the first thing I do? I get on the computer, I start pulling up the facts. That's what I start doing.
Lowe's knows value means more than just a low price. That's why we offer a full line of Whirlpool appliances built to last.
Okay, here we go. Gotta back it up. Can't just make stuff up. This is easy for us. A white surface setup is easy. So now we're doing this at 2,500 lumens.
2,000 watts, peak brightness. Harnessing the power of television start and
Exit color, all that. Show the difference between technology. Let me get my old faithful projector out. She's about 1,000. I think I got the adapter for that one. I have a port for her. Let's go there. We just had this close. Company got a couple of grants. Going to be to get our showroom and all that stuff and put our technology on the next level. And you jokers are going to be on YouTube crying and whining about that. Talking about what stuff is not real. Meanwhile, you're going to get papers sent to your address saying, hey, you owe me $1 million. Those lawsuits start off at $1 million. And you can't say anything about it because the attorneys will put a gag order on you, which means you can't speak. You can't tell anybody to tackle you. Mind you, apologies don't work in courtrooms for us. You have to basically face the music. Now we're going to drop in 1,000 on the projector because why? Why not? I like doing this kind of stuff. We do all this live. All these tests have to be done live. This is what I mean by at the end of the day, you're missing tests. Your tests are missing. We're going to take you to court on this in December. If you don't have your stuff straight, by the time we get around to December, you're going to be in a lot of trouble and challenge your company in court. So if you're making statements, you're putting up contrast levels and proper color balance and all that stuff, can be challenged in court. What's the difference between your product and a white surface at the distance we're sitting at right now? That's why up on close on the screen at a distance. You can't show anything. You can't back up anything in your specification sheets. Can be challenged on this. And don't lie. Lying on a witness stand or any kind of stand in court is a 7-year prison sentence for basically perjury. So don't do that. You're going to challenge a lot of companies. A lot of your stuff match house paint. I got a lot of data on different products that match house paint that we did test on. We get in post. Big question. What does Mr. Bird know that you don't know?
welcome to the building.
I know a great deal. 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Great deal. And think about it. It's stage 1, AG47 heightener in it, and that's not even done yet. It's beginning stages of the technology. I gotta put a halo system in. We need one. Might build me another one out of that one over there and put a halo system for that one. I'm gonna do a halo system for that one over there. We got a halo system over there we can use. Gray screen, you can blend into a gray screen with this technology. It's so easy, it's not even funny. That's why I said that, how in the world, my buddy said, how in the world is a gray screen on his video turn your product dark and you do demonstrations with a white surface? So the white surface can't turn it dark, how's the gray screen do it? White surface is lighter than the gray screen. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. See you in court. No excuses.
Next tonight,
All right, we're gonna drop down to 1,000, 25 to 1,000. This is 800 by 600, 720p Sony VPL CS4. So we'll be swapping out to pretty soon. And you're supposed to see projector swap out in demonstrations. You know why you don't see swap outs? Because they're going to use the projector they're used to being around. And like I said, it's like the scenario of the woman in her favorite shoes. She can have dozens and dozens and dozens of favorite shoes in there, but there's only one pair in there that's going to be her best. That's the one she's going to wear to banquets and whatever, and that's the shoes that make her feel fantastic. Every person has something that makes them feel, you know, like a superhero. And you just had one pair of shoes and all those shoes. Like, why do you follow these shoes today? I like these shoes today. Okay, cool, but you only wear one pair. Because these are my pair, right? These are my pair. That's how y'all treat y'all projectors. Y'all stick to one machine and one machine only, because that's the machine that makes your product look somewhat decent. You can't do a swap out. You ever seen that do with some of the high companies that just swap out the projector and bring one a lower projector than what they're using in the demonstration? You can't do that. The screen will deteriorate. And somebody come in and calibrate that machine, put the lighting just right, the whole environment's rehearsed. That's why. It's a rehearsed environment. We can swap out projectors because that's what we do. Right, let me see. This spray paint's not even available and it's already completed a black on black demonstration already. Already completed. And I mean, you're missing tests. So for every demonstration, every test, we're going to mark at the bottom of these demonstrations that customers, this is what you should be seeing from any screen paint. You should be seeing this. When you're seeing a comparison against a white screen, there's supposed to be a comparison. It's not supposed to be done in the dark. I've literally seen people turn out lights, which we know who, turn out lights in a demonstration of a comparison with a screen. Not supposed to do that. Light's supposed to stay on. You know why they turn the lights out? Because the contrast level on the screen will fail. That's why. That's why they turn the colors will fail. That's why the lights are turned out. Literally, I got it on the blacklist. The video's deleted off his account, but we got it there for you to watch the whole demonstration. Alright, so we're gonna do it the Chrissy, drop that, and then we're gonna bring in Old Faithful. This is the projector we use for testing on our lumen count. Mind you, when you talk about lighting in the environment, this is why when you watch demonstrations, the lighting in the environment is very dark. You know why? Because the lumen count on the projector is actually higher than the lighting that sits in the environment. It's supposed to be the other way around. Your lumen count in your environment is supposed to be higher than your projector. That's what it's supposed to be. I've seen that in every single demonstration I watch with a projector. Look at the lighting compared to the projector. I guarantee you that the lighting in the environment is lower than the projector's lumen count. You know why? That way they can maintain an image when it's traveled from A to B. Oh, you think we don't know all this stuff, man? I research and study your companies. I study your video demonstrations. I study everything. Research junkie. You know, good, what do you call it, strategist in war knows his enemy. He knows everything about him. He knows the battlefield. He knows it all, everything. Every single thing. He knows how to use his own environment as a vantage point to win a war. That's what a good strategist does. You ever played Dynasty Warrior? That strategy game is one of my favorite games to play. The first thing I get I pay for out of gold is a good strategist. Because a good strategist is going to make the difference of whether my soldiers survive when they go over to an area to fight. He knows the lay of the land. He knows what type of weapons we're going to need. I can have the best soldiers in the world. If they don't have the right equipment, they're useless. But that strategist is what gives me the information, so I spend the money on. Because I know that he's going to pick out the right soldiers, the right weapons, everything we need. He's going to be to use their land as an advantage point for us to win the war. So that's why when you do research, you have to know who you're dealing with. And you guys don't do your research on me. And this is why we get cancellations, because you know who I am. They get on camera. They talk all this nonsense, and then when we come to your front door, what happens? Money starts transferring back to our account at a high rate because you can't basically keep the money because your product doesn't work. And then after that happens, what happens? Then the insults come in. They get upset, they get angry, and then they start breaking laws, and then we see in court. That's how it ends up every single time. I study your stuff. I've been making great paints for a very long time. I've done so much testing of great paints that it has a strange reaction to color and contrast and lighting. I can literally tell what's in your stuff just by watching your demonstrations. So what we do, we put you in an environment that we know you can't take at the end of the day. Like Diamond's technology, what is it called? The black diamond. We noticed that when we turned to the side, the screen went dark. That's the first time I ever saw viewing comb effect trigger off on the screen. And I turned again. I thought it was something wrong with my camera. I went back to a friend of mine who basically deals in that field. That's who I learned from. And I said, hey, why is it when we turn to the side, the screen goes dark? He said, oh, that's called narrow viewing cone effect. The screens have a reflective surface, so sometimes they're plagued. If you move from left to right, they go dark. And I was like, oh. And that's how I realized we had an advantage point over diamond. Diamond screens will turn dark when you turn side to side, and ours won't. Now they got a screen called Zero Edge. I think it's called Zero Edge, and that's what it's called. That screen doesn't have that narrow viewing effect, but it's a much lighter screen. See, darker screens, real dark screens, have that issue. We can do that. That's why we turn to the side. We pick up at 180. Darker screens are supposed to have that capability. We can do it in full environment. So I can even do it outside if I want. So with that being said, that's why, if I noticed when Diamond made the Zero Edge, that I noticed that it was a much lighter screen than the 1.5 Black Diamond. Because Black Diamond is actually much darker than that screen because of the viewing angle. That's why. But by the screen being lighter and being able now to pick up a much better angle gain, that means at the end of the day that the screen still lacks in contrast, which means we can easily overpower the screen in contrast and color. It doesn't maintain a very good white level, but still we can overpower it. You got to know your screens at the end of the day. And you guys don't talk like I talk. See how I talk when on camera? Because I know what I'm talking about. When you guys talk on camera, you go, look at the color, look at the clarity, look at the quality. You can see the full contrast. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't explain why. You're like a 24-hour summary. That's what you are. We off on this one? This one's still kicking, or is it just heat we're kicking at this thing? Don't want to be unplugging projectors while they're still powering off because you'll damage your projector. And this is what we call Old Faithful. Old Faithful is my 1,000 projector. I got this projector for $75. Where is, I can actually run this off of here. And plug it in there and run it off of there. But, you won't be being a taco bird. Almost done. That machine drops me down, it's going to cool down in here because those machines generate heat. So I got the overheads that generate heat. We need a fire stick. Where in Carmen, San Diego is the fire stick? On the floor. I saw the test demonstration, which we posted on the Frankenstein. That was the weakest test I've ever seen in my life. And the screen was completely not even there. It's washed out. The reds were washed. Everything was washed out. But they consider it to be acceptable because you can still the image transfer to the screen. They're not into quality. There's no quality there. You have to be to operate that. When somebody has a window, your screen can't wash out. You have to be to operate in there. That's what I like about this 24,000 in here. 24,000 is beautiful. I got some questions to ask about some screen paints too. So we're going to be coming to people's sites and ask you questions about your products. If I'm buying your product, I'm going to get what I paid for. I don't want to hear a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I'm going to get what I paid for. Round's definitely right. Round. Round, round. Round, 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 round. You got it, round. Now, this is Old Faithful. Old Faithful is a projector that only does 4.3. Why? It's that old. It was actually manufactured in 1999. It is super old. That's why we call Old Faithful. Red screen. She didn't even have a contrast on it. There's no contrast register on it. She didn't have one. fantastic place to have a cord at, right smack in the front. Bam! In front of the projector. That lean against the screen. I think that line across my screen. It's a cord. Blue screen. Green screen. Yellow screen. Let me yellow screen part. It does every time. Yellow screen saver. Purple screen. There you go. Slow color changer. There's a slow color changer. Going to rapidly read through the colors. And as you can see, our technology is able to pick up a much higher and better color image, even though the screen is super ultra dark, next to a white surface. So when people come through, especially in the showrooms, they want to see the comparison of how much of a difference they're going to be able to get versus our technology versus the white screen they have already with the high power projector they paid for. And mind you, I can't express this enough, for people who make these products, you have to do this demonstration in a fully lit environment. Can't be doing this in a dark environment. That's cheating, especially with ultra short throw. This projector is the Sony VPL CS4. I'll show you the specifications on it. It is 600 by 800, 720p SVGA. And lumen count is 1000. Projector we just had was 25. So we went from 25 to 1000 at 24,000 in the ceiling. Okay, let's come out of there. Let's go with 4K snow screensavers. Voila. We got to run this back again when it comes to black screens too. Or the black paint, so I'm going to run it back out at the house. Someone's going to do it again. Now, customers, you've watched me do these tests on this product. You watched me do tests on these products. Question, where is the testing on these screen paint products that are claiming to be tested? Gentlemen, you see these tests we're doing? Especially if you have a black screen, this is what we're going to require you to do when we get you into a courtroom. You're going to have to show that you have same test to us. These are basic tests. You should have these. And if you sold that product, or if anyone bought that product, at the end of the day, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. That's consumer fraud. Can't put things up there that are not true. .4K demonstrations, OLED. Now, explaining to the individual who made the demonstration claimed that our black levels didn't come up. This is where, again, you do not understand physics or anything about chemistry whatsoever. First things first, if a screen is black, number one, it's not going to come up lighter than another screen that's supposed to be black or another screen that's gray. It's black. It's going to pick up darker colors regardless because it's black. Just like black paint, black fabric, or any one of those are going to pick up the same resin of heavier black levels due to the fact that the surface is darker for the projector to reflect off of. The statement that you made in your demonstration was completely opposite by saying not that our screens came out darker, that our black screens came out lighter. Now, how would that even be possible if the screen is actually neutral black to begin with? The only time a screen can do that is the screen is actually gray. And as you can see, the demonstrations we have, all of our screens in here are black. So your theory at the end of the day is you went in and actually altered and changed the image on our screen to try to make it look like our video, that it was actually producing a lighter color. If you take everyday black paint and you stick black paint against any surface, even neutral black itself, it's still going to pick up a dark level because it's black. It's not going to become lighter because it lays against another black screen. It becomes dark. Therefore, your video at the end of the day is phony. You don't understand physics, nor do you understand science. Or color. Jesus Louise, come on, people. You got to operate at a full deck. You have to be operating at a full deck. You have to. You can't be at the end of the day. That's just the most craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm going to tell you something. I've been on this earth a long time, and I've seen some of the craziest stuff I've seen from you guys at the end of the day. You got to be kidding me. You really think at the end of the day that a black screen laying against another black screen becomes lighter? No. Don't work that way. My goodness. This is the reason why it's sad that you have people who really believe in these theories at the end of the day, which is pretty sad. It's pretty sad. But, you know, you want to go to court, people want to go to court, and you want to be, you're going to go, hey, it's up to you. I mean, you want to get sued, we'll sue you. No problem at all. But that theory you have at the end of the day, that's the most backward thing I've ever heard in my entire life. No, we'll see you in court. You keep, that's not your, it's not your real YouTube channel. I actually have your real YouTube channel. We have your YouTube channel. But you'll be getting a letter from us at the end of December. Like the rest of everybody else will be filing lawsuits against. Boy, we're going to make so much money off you guys, it's not even funny. You know how many people we're suing in December? There's a lot of people getting sued. And that's not the time to get a lawsuit. Not in December, it ain't. Gee whiz Louise, y'all have got to use common sense. And yeah, some of y'all are mothers and fathers, I guess I doubt they're all but women, they're probably all men. But y'all are freaking parents at the end of the day, and you've got time to do that kind of reckless stuff? Okay, no problem. That's free money for Mr. Bird. I'm good with that. And mind, you got to pay for my attorneys because my attorneys are not cheap. They're expensive. So you'll be paying for that and all court costs along with it. Told you, I figured out loopholes in the system. I could drag you down here into our state and prosecute you. You know how? Cybercrimes. Cybercrimes, you don't have to go to that jurisdiction where it was committed. A cybercrime means basically because it happened online, I can bring you here to PA for it. Look it up. So you committed it online, right? That makes it a cybercrime. Once we file your account with the FBI, we got a little report on you, police report, all that stuff logged in. Clearly shows that you committed a cybercrime, which means now we can bring you down here to Pennsylvania. I don't come to your jurisdiction, come to mine. Told you, be careful. I know stuff at the end of the day. I know a lot of stuff. But as you can see, that white service in the middle, new contest for all technology. We're going to do this demonstration real quick. This is going to be a fun one. I just thought of one a few minutes ago. Let me see. Let's do this one. I want to do this on mine. I want to do another one on this surface. I got two of these here. The computer went here from here to here. I need something separate on this. I need to understand what I'm doing. do it because they hopefully think at the end of the day it's going to cost us money. Oh, you haven't heard of my Savior named Jesus, have you? Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. But it does do something for us. It gives us the ability to be able to track your location down. You're online, right? You're online, right? You're using an IP address, aren't you? All right, then. It gives me the ability to track your location. Well, I won't track it. He tracks all that stuff. So, right there, dummy account or not, you used an IP address, didn't you? All right, then. You're on a YouTube account. Anything you register on YouTube, guess what? It's attached to an IP address. You know, think, people. Think. So guess what? That's a way to track down whatchamacallit's internet provider. And what's in your internet provider at the end of the day? And for your information sits in it, right? Everything you need to pay for the accounts and all that, your home address, all that stuff is in there. Yeah, that old fake count and all that nonsense, yeah, it's a joke. My buddy will sit there and laugh at you all day long. Like, are you kidding me? They really think this works at the end of the day? No, this does not work. You show me how you do it. I was like, wow. So, no, this is how they track people down. You got cyber cops that are all over the internet. They're here and there. How do you think they get your information and figure out where you live at? There you go. So he's a cyber investigator. That's what he does. His job is to go online and find people that are maybe missing, or maybe at the end of the day that might not want to be found. That's what his job is. He's certified for that. So your fake accounts don't mean anything. So come December, mind you, violating one of those things is $1 million. Oh, the people that come into court are so humble. They're different from YouTube. On YouTube, they're all bold. In the court, they're all humble. So humble. They want to be humble in front of the judge, of course, or they want leniency, they want mercy. But you need to point that toward us. We're the ones that are basically prosecuting you. And then here comes when the verdict gets called and how much money you got to pay us. Here comes the tears. Here comes the excuses. I don't have the money. You know, I'm barely making it. Oh, we find out everything about you. You just spit out everything. Mind you, all that stuff is being documented. And when you start talking in court, it all goes on record. So people can read all that, what went on in there. You cried, whatever. Yeah, so-and-so fell to the floor and he started crying. But it's too late. We're in a courtroom now. Common sense. You just feel at the end of the day that you're going to do these demonstrations because you feel that no one's going to find you. That's what the devil tells you, right? No one's going to find you. That's what he tells you. And then they find you, and then what? They find you, then what? Now what does he tell you at the end of the day? Run. Hide the app. Too late. You're online. You self-snitched on yourself. When you unplug your modem, yeah, a lot of good that's going to do. You know, you're still hooked up to the server, right? You do know that, right? I love when people that unplug the modem. Unplug the modem. They can't. You're hooked up to a server. All your information's in that server. La-dee-da. Now, I need something here. I'm looking for something. This is what I'm looking for. I'm going to be doing a demonstration on black paint, everyday black paint. We're going to hit it with a projector, do it on a standalone, and then we're going to switch it to our screen. We're going to watch the paint just get destroyed. Because I think I want another impact demonstration. I like doing impact demonstrations. So let me see something, what I want to do. We have to have a way to cover our screen up to do it. That's why I have to have a way to cover our screen up. Alright, I know what I want to do. I got a fantastic idea. When we put this screen in, I'm going to put in a curtain rod system. It'll attach to the cardboard with no problem whatsoever. So that way I can cover this over with a black cloth, and that way show the demonstration up there. I know people are coming to my office now. I can show the demonstration up there, and they could think that's what the screen's going to look like, and then pull it back and show the actual screen. I'm going to have fun with this. I got a giant screen to play with in here. You know what fun I can have with this thing at the end of the day? I'm going to have a ball with this. Let's go with well, pretty much that's what I work on the white screen here. Starfield screensaver. Well, put the lights on first, Bert. Voila! Lights on. We do this so much. I literally do this so much in a day. It's not even funny on how much I do this in a day. And you guys are afraid to do this demonstration with the lights on. And how many times did he do that demonstration? One time and then deleted the video. You know how many times I have to do this in a demonstration? Pretty soon I'm going to be in a showroom with thousands of people and expos and trade shows doing this over and over again. All right, let me see. Kind of like me making a nice noise and walking around. How dare you? Let me see. I'm doing a standalone. We don't have any screens yet. That's the thing. You can't have any screens in that location. Oh, okay. I got something. Excuse me, crispy corn. Crispy corn. Broccoli, crispy corn. Can you put that up somewhere? Or you put it on the top of the break dancing's where it's at. Red screen. Keep forgetting I can't see the bottom half of it because it's only doing basically the 235. It's only doing a 4.3 red screen. Boom. 1,000 limits. Get the gray screen? Not a gray screen. Let me see. On that side, on this side? Gotta back yourself up. Gotta have yourself tested. From 1,000 times on camera, over and over again. Test your stuff, test your stuff. Make sure your stuff is tested. Test stuff again. Share button is supposed to be. Where is this thing? Yeah, a dozen sample sheets. We can't find one gray screen in there. Where's the gray screen at? What's this? Gray screen. Stay up here. Do it. Fall. Any more tape? Oh, looking for my tape, but for some reason I can't track down. Watch when I don't need it. Boom! Pops up out of nowhere. Now, is this part of our testing? No, we just randomly do this stuff because you know what? We can do this. It's what we do. You're supposed to be to do this stuff. You're not supposed to rehearse anything. Boy, you guys better never end up in a booth somewhere, boy. We pop up in the same booth as you guys in the same expo. You're in a lot of trouble. We pop up in there. Certified screens, any one of them high-end screens. You're in the same area we're at. You're in a lot of trouble. People walk past your booth and go, oh. And start smiling. You already know what's going to happen. I would advise you to not go to my booth and lay your sample up there. You lose your company. Bad idea. Don't even bother doing that. But I'm going to look at your dark. Why is it so dark in here? I probably can see like the furniture in here. Why is your environment so dark? No, it's actually the lighting we had that support. I'm going to listen to all your mumbo jumbo. I'm going to invite you to my booth. Watch a baseball stadium fire up in that sucker. Yeah, it's too dark in there, man. You know, it's super dark. Yeah, that should stay there nicely. There we go. Gray screen, gray screen, gray screen, gray screen. You don't work for Jack. At 1,000 lumens, you can't run. So we're in here at 24,000, 1,000 on the projector, 600 by 800, SVGA projector, Old Faithful as always, and your screen does not work. Gray screens don't work. That's the best improvement it's going to give you on a white surface. That's it. That's all you're going to get. That ain't much, ain't it? That's jacked up. Blue screen. Do. Now, mind you, when I do this whole gray screen, I want people to think, oh, it's not just for him. Anybody who has a gray screen. I don't care if you're ambient light rejection gray. I don't care what you are. If you're gray, it's no way. Your stuff doesn't work. You want to challenge Mr. Bird in the courtroom? All of you? I'll take you all on. Every single one of you. Every single gray screen in the market, I'll take you on. Can you guys say that? Only I can say that. You can't say that because you'll get crushed. You'll bring us out. And we come up on the market, you're done. So that's why they're very careful on how they choose the words on challenging screens because we may pop up. You don't want us popping up, do you? The outcome would be absolutely catastrophic. That's why they're careful. We're kind of like the Beetlejuice. You know, the Beetlejuice of projection screens. You say it 3 times and you pop up. Next thing you know, you're basically canceling orders, blocking entire states of 13.8 million people out of the state of Pennsylvania, including Texas and 9 different other states have been removed because he's afraid. You're turning around and you're basically crying over receipts. It's embarrassing, man. It's a sad show to watch. When we come up, we pop up. So they don't dare mention that. You see the certified screens, they mention us? They never mention us at all, period. They know who we are. They know quite aware who we are. They don't mention us. They've seen us test their stuff out. They can't beat this stuff. And you guys, at the end of the day, man, they can take you guys out easy. Their stuff is really good. 4K Starfield. What the heck is this? I found something new I gotta start watching. Starfield gameplay. Oh. Interesting. I didn't ever see anything existed. We have to go find out what it is. I'm coming back to this. Starfield. I've never heard of Starfield before. I gotta go play it. But I got a PC version and also settings. Oh yeah, definitely. The RTX. Let me turn off the RTX. That game was 2 years ago. That game was 2 years ago. Interesting. I'm gonna look that up. Starfield screensaver. That looks freaking hot. What is that? Let me get that. Let me transfer that game. It's probably on. If it's not on Steam, it's probably on Steam. So this is why it's important, people, and I can't express it enough, on why they had to stop doing demonstrations in the dark. Because this is what you're actually going to get from a gray screen. White screens don't do it that much because it's a white screen. You already know what a white screen's going to do. That's one thing people do. They get a white screen and they try to upgrade. Upgrading to gray is a no way because you're not getting anything out of that. Gray screens can't read contrast and can't read color. The white screen, if you're going for white levels only and that's your thing, that'll be the white screen. Wouldn't be the gray screen. If you're going for 100% contrast, that'll be us at the end of the day. We put better gray, better colors, better contrast, everything better than the gray screens and white screens. The reason why the white screens actually still worth money at the end of the day because I'd rather paint over a white screen than a gray screen. A gray screen is going to cost me $50 to $100 more because they consider that to be an advancement over a white screen, so they'll charge you more money for it. So what's the point of me painting over a gray screen? I'm going to pay $100 more just to paint over a screen? No, I'll paint over the white screen. It's much cheaper. So the gray screen doesn't even have value anymore. It's obsolete. Now, I say this all the time in my videos. Anyone with a gray screen, I don't care who you are, big company, small company, if you feel at the end of the day that all the video demonstrations I do in here are completely false, sign a contract, see us in court. Mind, if you're losing the courtroom, it's going to cost you $1 million. That's it. Now, let me ask you a question. How many times have I been making this statement? A lot, right? How many people on YouTube are making that statement right now behind me? Anybody? You know why you're not making it? Because you know your product doesn't work. And if any company, even us, basically steps up to the plate, they can get you for a full $1 million. Now, one guy came in and said, but you don't even have $1 million. That's what makes it more interesting. The fact that we can make this statement not even having the money. That shows you how much confidence I have in my product. How much confidence you have in your product. When your customer buys from a company, they want to buy from a company that has confidence in their product. Investors, when they invest money into a company, they want to buy from somebody who has confidence in their product. The fact that I can make a statement to any company anywhere on this planet, I can make that statement as plain as the nose is on your face and back my product up 100% on every single live demonstration I have done, clearly shows that I have more confidence in my product than you having your nose in front of your face as being there. And if you did, I wouldn't have your canceled orders and I wouldn't have my money back in my banking account. Man, talk about a crushing blow every single time. We swapped out the machine, right? We went to a much lower projector. It's a deal. Same lighting, right? Interesting. We had to go outside with this thing too. It was rainy today. Can't be out there today. But we did be outside. I got my smaller surface painted. I want to go outside, play around with it. All right. Yeah. I'm going to do something else, but this is what I'm going to do. I got it. This is, mind you, you're not going to get any benefit from a gray screen versus a white screen. That's why I showed you the demonstration like that. Because it just shows you that that's how much of the benefit you're going to get from a gray screen. If you waste your time and your dime on a gray screen, you put it against a white screen, that's the best you're going to get. That's all. You can see by our black technology today, better color, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, you're getting an improvement. That's why they don't do splatter screens. Because you know why? You can't tell one from the other where it's at and where it begins. And that's why you see them running over, turning out the lights. Which we can show you in a demonstration on the blackness. You go over there and you watch a person go in and turn out both lights. First things first, why did you have them on to begin with? If you want to turn them out anyway. You had nothing hitting the screen. You got the lights on. You did the same thing that the other people did. I watched this demonstration on a standard like high-end screen, and they had all the lights on in the environment. And then the minute you turn the projector on, all the lights magically turn off. What is the point of what's having them on to begin with if you want to turn them off? It doesn't make any sense. That's so backwards. You're supposed to have the lights on when you do those demonstrations. That's how you know at the end of the day how your contrast numbers are picking up. That's important. So a customer gets home and they turn their lights on and the screen doesn't function. What do you tell them at the end of the day? You tell them, oh, you know, you have to go and you have to darken your environment. You know, the same excuses for everybody. Oh, let me see. I wanted to do... I'm going to have to do... I got to get 3 of them. I think that's going to do a white panel behind the back, and that's what I'm going to do. There's a demonstration I've got planned. I'm going to do it pretty soon. Something I want to do. I got an idea what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make a black screen, regular black screen, using black paint. That's all we're going to use. And we're going to do the demonstration on a standalone. This demonstration is going to be loaded to the site. It's going to be called the Trickery of Black. Now, the trickery of black of people who make black technology don't know what they're doing. They just get black paint. I can tell you what's in it. Basically, it's black paint, and they put white in it, mica, silver, something like that in it. Because they think at the end of the day, by putting in silver or mica, this is going to allow the screen to be the really white light. Like Fernando had on his table, he had on white paint, he had silver paint, he had stuff like that, because he thought if he added that into the paint, this would cause the white levels to pop. The problem is that he overpowered the black levels and basically turned it gray multiple times. Because again, you know what happens when you add water to mica? It turns to silver, like a liquid silver. And that's what he did. He expanded the level of the silver level to the black, which actually turned it gray. Now say you only put a little bit in there. If you put a little bit in there, this basically keeps it at black. It doesn't alter it. Problem you have at the end of the day, your white levels still fail. We did that already. In one of the demonstrations tests we did on black versus black, we made 3 different paints. We made them exactly the same way. I said, usually people try to make black paints. That's what they use. And guess what happened? Every single one of them came up dark next to our technology. Mind you, we can do black versus black tests outside. You can't do that. So again, that's the big question. Now, my bigger question with all these gray screens out here, how much of your stuff matches stuff in Home Depot, Lowe's, and Benjamin Moore? I bet you with Network Grade 773, I can match majority of a lot of your stuff, and I have done the test behind doors, behind cameras. Your stuff matches. It does. It matches by a lot. Now, when he did the demonstration, he was way up on top of the screen, about a finger distance. That's not normal. See, the thing about it is when you do these demonstrations, you see where I'm sitting out here behind the desk? You see how I bring the camera all the way up to, no, you're not supposed to do that. I should be able to see the difference from way back here with the lights on. He did the demonstration with the lights off. It still failed. So when you buy a great screen, whether it be ambient light, projection, or whatever it is, how much of that stuff will match everyday house paint? You'd be shocked. You really would be shocked how much of it matches. It's quite a lot. And for any of the companies who want to challenge me on that, you do not want to walk me into a courtroom with that one at the end of the day, because that could cause your whole company to collapse. That's a very serious test you have to do. You have to do those tests in fully lit environments, and you have to have those tests done because the consumer needs to know what they're buying. Unplug all this equipment. What do we hook to on this? Oh yeah, because Fire Stick's over there, PC's running. So, black versus black test is a very important test. You have to do those. Gray versus gray test, very important test. You have to do those. Look, at the end of the day, the consumer comes first. You guys want to rip off the consumers. You know the network room I told you that we're building, that we stick a screen in there, it broadcasts all over the world? If we put your product in there, we put it next to a house paint, we can destroy your business. This is why your stuff has to be tested. Anyone can do this to you. Any YouTuber can take your product and stick it next to a gray paint, and if it matches, you're in trouble. Have to have these tests done. So we stick you in that room, and your paint matches a house paint like his stuff did, how much damage that causes you at the end of the day. No one will ever touch that stuff. No one will buy it. White screen. Nobody will touch it. What for? Why would I give you like freaking $90 of my money, $60 of my money, heck, even $30 of my money if I know I can make it for far less? Why? And can they challenge you on this? No, they can't. They can't challenge you on this. They can't challenge you at all because their stuff is not tested. You pretty much did more testing on their stuff than they did on their own stuff. So yeah, they can't challenge you. That's an easy 10 grand. Depending on whatever it is in your state, small claims. So if you buy that stuff for just the sake of just suing somebody, you got to open a shut lawsuit. You make $10,000 off of it, easy. The stuff isn't contested. We're about to do that to him in November. We're going to sue him in November for $80,000 because he can't back it up. We know he can't back it up in court. So again, open and shut lawsuit. Now, for those people at the end of the day who don't like Mr. Bird, and you sit there and say, well, hey, I'll do this. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please do. Go ahead. I will clean your clock in that courtroom. My stuff is tested. You see how Mr. Bird walked all over Allentown with that project? You see what kind of work I put in? Go ahead and do it. I dare you. And I guarantee you, I'll waste my time. I'll go in and entertain that nonsense. But when I hit you with that kind of lawsuit, you're going to see so many zeros on there, you're going to have another extension to that lawsuit to see the rest of those zeros. I will bury you in a courtroom. You have no idea what you're dealing with. Please, do it. I'm begging you. Now, when someone begs you to take them to court, you know what's coming. Matter of fact, we won't even make it there. You know why? I'll invite your attorney up. He can see it for himself. And I guarantee you drop your case. We don't play around, people. We're brutal at the end of the day. 1,000 lumen demonstration. I thought I'd play around with this for fun. Let's have some fun with this. That technology's not even tested yet. We do this for fun. These are demonstrations we have fun doing. You know, putting stuff against our screen just for kicks and giggles because we know we can beat it on camera. You can't do this. You stick a gray paint against your product, I know it's going to happen because I tested y'all stuff. Not just him, everybody. I've been through all y'all stuff. I've tested your screens. I know what their flaws are. I know what they can do and what they can't do. You can't do that test. So, if you ever want to sit there and say, Mr. Bird, I go, please, 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 please. Take me to a courtroom, please. Challenge me. Go ahead. See what happens to you. My counter lawsuits are brutal. We're not talking about $1 million lawsuits now. If the mood strikes us and we know you got deep pockets in there, you can talk about $10, $20 million can come out of you. Waste my time, going to cost you your dime. This technology was just made yesterday. It is only beyond under 10%. Stage 1 is a 5% technology. That's what they are. It's the beginning of baby steps. And already can generate a white level high enough to overpower black paint and anything we lay against it. My projector is 1,000 lumens. The lights in my ceiling are 24,000. You do the math. How much 1,000 lumen right now is making any contact with that screen? Ain't much. And yet it can generate that level that high. And you want to challenge me in the courtroom? Oh, please, 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 please. I beg you, please. I'll take your house, your car, everything from you. You wouldn't be there. I'd be there. Put it this way. You ever heard I told you about the tree theory? About when you cut down a tree and it starts falling and you run from it? Now, if the tree is short enough, you may be able to outrun the tree. Our lawsuits are so heavy, you could run halfway to the other side of the globe and you'll still get smacked by that tree. It's like when you watch Tom and Jerry and he tries to outrun a tree and the tree still gets him all the way at the other end of the board. That'll be you. You won't be able to escape that lawsuit. We'll check your finances and see how much you're worth, and we'll sue you for something way over which we know you can't pay. Because you wasted my time. That's the consequences of bringing me into a courtroom and wasting my time. My time, your dime. Now, anybody care to take Mr. Bird to court? Please, 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 please. Can't do it. Our technology is that advanced. And mind, that thing, the AG47 that sits in it right now, has 10 different advancements that we can make it brighter than what you're seeing right now. Did I say I was going to do this in a demonstration? I never said this, right? Did I ever mention this? I didn't mention this, did I? I just did it for the sake of just doing it, right? Because that's how we do stuff. Did I just say in the middle of demonstrations you have to be to swap by your projector, just do random stuff just for the sake of it? Nothing can be rehearsed. That's the reason why your products don't sell, gentlemen. All your stuff is rehearsed. Interesting. Do you know that when I walk out of an environment, people take black items and put them against my screen to see if they match when I'm not there? I know they do it. That's why I never tell them doing stuff at the end of the day. In the middle of the video, like, I have a black service laying there. And I go, you know what? I wonder what I just put it against the screen. Don't say anything. It's interesting. And they'll walk out the room. Because now they're chattering. They're talking in that room. And they're like, well, that's crazy. That's what I was thinking. I was just thinking a few minutes ago. It didn't match black paint. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. When you see a black technology, you're thinking, can black paint or anything else match the screen? I just diffused it that quick without saying a word. And I walk out, allow you to be to think about, wow, that's insane. Look at that. It's not even matching that. There you go. Gentlemen, you don't know how to sell products. I do. The thing about being a good businessman, number one, you must know your product, have faith in your product, believe in your product. You couldn't do that. Could you take gray paint and stick it against your screen and walk out the room? No, you couldn't do that. You hope they don't ask that question, right? 4K snow screensavers. Did I say I was going to do this in this demonstration? I didn't say it, right? I never said it, right? I just did it, right? You just did it, right? You just did it? I just did it, right? This is what they don't like about me. Oh, look at that. All our technology's tested. That Ultra Black Cinematic, it's got tons of testing doing this. Where's your test at? Now, come December, if you are making a black technology and you don't have demonstrations like we have, this massive amount of light and all that, we're going to challenge you in court based on what we do. Not what you do, because you don't have any tests. You can't say, well, our tests are different because we don't do the same thing he does at the end of the day. Our tests match the product that we make. That's understandable. But you don't have any testing. So therefore, it's testing on what we do. And if you try to do testing now, this is not good looking for your customers. Why would you be testing a product that you're selling? So that's not going to help you either. You mess up in these courtrooms, gentlemen. These lawsuits are heavy. These are really bad lawsuits. Some of these, if they go to federal courts, consider consumer fraud. We follow that. Those are criminal charges. So what you going to do? December's coming up quick. What are you going to do? Pull your websites down, shut down your businesses? That would be the thing to do. I could eliminate everybody and still be standing in the day because we just challenge in court. Your stuff's not tested. It doesn't work. Look at that. What was the theory about us using high-powered projectors in order to make our products look good? Someone made that statement one time on camera. That'll cost you money. Saying that we use special cell phone equipment, software to make our stuff look brighter. That'll cost you money. I love bringing the people to court for those ones. Those are easy ones. Those are open and shut. That's an easy couple $1,000s. I say roughly around $300,000. You got 300 grand laying around? Good. They'll pay me. Before we get to the courtroom, I hope I bump into you. Have a nice little conversation with me and you and my lawyers. And I'm going to sit there and tell you at the end of the day, you might as well give me your stuff now. We go in that courtroom, you're going to lose everything. I bet you I'm right when I walk out. How much want to bet I'm right? So she did a demonstration claiming our product came out too dark and unwatchable. This is what the judge is going to see. Everybody's going to see. So what does that say to you at the end of the day? How much money are you about to lose? So I'm already ahead of time. Before we go to court, I'm going to have process servers, debt collectors, already set up in your states already paid for, a retainer. So just in case, when we win that case, when we lawsuit, we will, I can go to debt collector and activate them. They can go to your house before you get there on your plane. Your house will be cleaned up before you get home. And they come with sheriffs. They have a right to go through there. They have a warrant to go through your property, whether you're there or not. I'm not playing around, gentlemen. Come on. Enough if you made so many dumb statements about my products. I sat there and thought about that. I said, Lord, these people making all these false statements about my products at the end of the day. I want to just wait. Do you know how many people are suing? Do you know how much money we're going to make off lawsuits alone? When the people are going to be dragged in and out of courtrooms that can't back up what they said about us? We'll make a ton of money off y'all. Yeah. You got payments of burden. A lot of money. And mind you, all those people. I'm going on vacation with your money, by the way. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some way to charity, but most of it, it's going to go to charity. I'm going to take the rest of it. I'm going on vacation with your money. So while your house is sitting up there with a nice orange sticker on it, foreclosure, or whatever you got going on outside your house, I'm going on vacation with your money. I'm going to enjoy your money. Maybe Cancun. I may ever go into Barbados. I don't feel like going to Barbados. It's one nice place. I'm not going out there. What's going to do with your money? The rest of it to charity. They can have that. No problem. I'm going to take some of that and take my people and everything. Enjoy your money over in another country, or maybe go to Barbados and just chill. With your money. And there's nothing you can do about it. And the sad thing about it is a lawsuit like that means you will still owe me money. You don't have that kind of money laying around, which means those debt collectors are going to keep hounding you every single day until you pay me the rest of that money up. Your credit's going to be destroyed. You lose your house, your car, you have a business, we take that. You got money in your retirement, we take that. You got insurance, we take that. College money, take that. Take everything. Now, if you sit there in the day and say, well, Mr. Bird, no, it's not. You knew the difference between right and wrong before you came onto YouTube channel, right? Well, you want to make false accusations about our products, right? You knew the difference between right and wrong. All right, then. Then, when we go to court and we sue you, don't complain about your situation. That's like people sitting here on the earth, you don't follow God, you commit every sin like you're doing right now against God's blessings. What do you think the outcome is going to be in this thing? So you do all this sin, and then when you die and you about to go to purgatory, you sit there and tell Jesus at the end of the day, well, why am I going to purgatory? What did I do? Jesus, like, oh my goodness, you had time. You were here the entire time on the earth. Who did you choose to serve? You chose the devil, and that's where you're going. Bye. I don't know you. Can't get mad at Jesus because of that. You got an option, right? So you got an option. An option told you that if you go in there and you make a false about this guy's product at the end of the day, and he finds your video and finds your location, then you can end up in court and you can get sued and lose everything. But the devil told you a lie. He told you that we won't find you. The problem you have at the end of the day, that the very paint that you mess around with and you make false accusations, it's God's blessing. You think the God's going to allow the devil to go in and tamper with his blessings at the end of the day? No. So guess what? We know where you're at. You can hide from God? How would it even work? If your own thoughts can't be hidden from God. Everything you're thinking right now, God is already hearing it. Before you even think it, He knows it. Leaving the channel, you can't. What do you think? Leaving the channel is going to keep you from God not finding you? God knows everything about you. So how in the world would we not know? I got to do more of these black versus black demonstrations. No, a new challenge. We're building a page right now. We'll build a page after this for show you how many black versus black demonstrations. And in that page is going to be a big description. We challenge all companies to complete these challenges live. I'm going to broadcast that page everywhere. So, man, this guy keeps turning up the heat. Right? Turning up the heat. I got a flamethrower, by the way, with nitro on the end of it. I'm definitely going to turn the heat up on you. You should have these tests done. If you don't have these tests done, you don't buy from them. Imagine a person who sat there and said that, now that mixture right there, we got black paint mixed with white paint. We've done all that stuff already. That stuff comes up so dark you can't even see it. Now, if I put that on a standalone by itself, you think it worked. But doesn't read for nothing. Nothing reads on it. Isn't that incredible? Our paints can do that. How does this whole thing play? So, when you get on YouTube channel and you make those false statements, and we got investors that come in here and see this stuff doing this right in front of them, who do you think they believe? It would be me. There you go. So while you wasted your time doing a YouTube channel talking trash about us at the end of the day, we're going to make money. And not only are we going to make money, I'm going to take yours. And if enough of those videos were put out, we feel we can file criminal charges against you, I'm going to take your time too also. Because now you owe me time. So my time is going to cost for your time. Which means if I get you in federal court and I can get you under a consumer, maybe not consumer, a fraud charge against my company of trying to slander my company, I can roughly get you 5 years. That's 5 years of your life you won't get back. Now, is it worth it? Now, I want you to believe it. Keep believing that dumb nonsense that the devil tells you at the end of the day that we will never find you. You keep believing that. You believe that. I guarantee you, when you open up your mail, because some of you are afraid to go to your mailboxes right now, because you don't know if that letter's in there. You see that letter in there? I said they were black, right? They're not black. They're regular letters. You see that letter in it, right? When you pull it open, you see my company's name on it, and you see the lawyer who's representing us. This is where things, it may faint a little bit, it may black out, and it may happen. But you see the amount of money you're being sued for, and you know you made false statements about our business, you know you can't back this up in court. I feel sorry for you, I really do. It's going to be an awful experience, it really is. It's a shame, you know, it's a shame, gentlemen. I tell you what, it's a shame. Some of you got kids, don't you? Your kids, don't you? Your parents, don't you? Got a wife, got kids. What happens if your wife finds out you've been on a YouTube channel and you slander the company at the end of the day, just filed a lawsuit against you, and you're about to lose your house? How do you explain it to your wife that we're going to lose the house? We're getting sued. Well, she's not getting sued, you're getting sued. I couldn't care less about them. I mean, they're none of my business. You're the one getting sued. But it's going to affect them. How do you explain it to them? That we're going to lose the house and everything we have. I explain it to your kids. That the room that they decorated, they call it their space at the end of the day. Their little area, that they're going to lose that now. Because you were on YouTube acting like an idiot. So you know what you're going to do? You're going to beg Mr. Bird. That's what you're going to do. I'm not into begging. I'm just not into that. Now, if I pray on this, and the Lord tells me different, how to do things differently on this, then we may go a different route on this. We may not take everything from you. We may put you on a payment arrangement where you'll have to pay me a certain amount of money. Keep your house, keep everything intact, keep your family intact and everything. But that's if the Lord tells me I can do this. If He tells me otherwise, then I have to do what He tells me to do. But I'll pray on Him and ask Him at the end of the day. Because certain cases will be special. Like McAfee's case is special. McAfee has 2 small kids at the end of the day. I would hate for them to lose that house. I would hate for those kids to suffer because their father doesn't know how to act like an adult, but a child himself. Your kids have more common sense than you do. You have kids at the end of the day, McAfee. I have your Facebook page. I have everything on your account and everything about you. You basically have kids. I'm pretty sure he's a good father. From what I've seen in the pictures, he's a very good father. He is a good father to his kids. But you're not a smart person at the end of the day. You put your family and your kids at jeopardy when you went online and did that. You made a false receipt of my company. You know how much trouble you can get into for that? I can throw you in jail for a very long time for that one. Recently, you went on and did that demonstration with the other fellow, Rogers, and you claimed that an item up there was our product, and proceeded to say that our product came out too dark in the water. That's slander. I can get a suit of daylights out of you for that. I can take your house from you. I can throw you in jail. Even a year in jail is bad. Away from your girl, from your kids at the end of the day, you don't want to go through that. You'll miss birthday parties and Christmas and all kinds of stuff they'll have. You'll miss everything. An interesting thing about the prison system, McAfee, is the fact that if some inmates know that you're getting out, they'll deliberately start fights with you to get you more time. That stuff happens in there. Oh, you may not even make it through the first year. Because some people don't. It's a scary place to be there. It's a very scary place. Do you want to be there in a place like that? No, you'd rather be in the comfort of your own bed, right? Do the same thing you do. Get up out of your own comfort, your own bed, go to your own bathroom, go downstairs to eat whatever you want to eat. That's the freedom, right? You don't want to be in a situation like that. So, his situation is interesting. Even though he did all that nasty stuff to me, at the end he did a lot of nasty stuff to me, man. He did. I could easily ignore what I saw on that Facebook page, with you being a good father to your kids, and I can just hit you and take everything from you. Because I had that right. You attacked me, right? You did things that were wrong. You did a fake unboxing on my product and continue to go on your YouTube channel and say bad things about my company, which gives me the right to take everything you have. In lawsuits, civil court. Or I can put you on a payment arrangement to the judge. You miss a payment, we take your house. Because I'm very thorough about rules. So you pay me a percentage of what we want. It'll be enough for you to survive with your family and everything and so forth. You keep everything intact as it should be. I want a written apology. We will read this apology on YouTube. Better be sincere about it. He's a special case at the end of the day because he has kids. And I prayed on this, and we don't want to touch that house. Anybody else, Mac, if you would have took your house a long time ago, couldn't care less about your kids or you at the end of the day. I'm a different person. I'm a Christian. I have to answer to things I do, but I also try to do things without hatred. And I try to do things by answering to the Lord. If the Lord told me to take your house, I can take your house. But I feel that those kids you have at the end of the day, as precious as you know they are, should not lose their house. I don't care about you. I don't know anything about your wife, but if I find she had anything to do with it, I may file a lawsuit against her also. She'll pay me too. Because I think I did see her in a video somewhere doing something with you. I think we have a recording of that. And if it is there, what I think it is, then she has a lawsuit coming her way. She has to pay. But again, like I said, at the end of the day, I'd rather not take your house. And why? Not because of you. Not because of your wife, because of your kids. Kids, you have no idea how special a room is for a kid at the end of the day. It's your own personal space. This is where their imaginations and their dreams and all that stuff happens in that room. That's your sanctuary. I can't imagine taking that from a kid. So you're lucky. The only thing that kept us from basically throwing your butt in jail, and you may end up in there, I will have to probably talk to the judge and see if we can basically work something out, because you can still end up in jail for that. You also have my copyright sitting on one of those receipts, which again, this is going to come up. But it's our decision. But then again, copyright's strange because again, the government at the end of the day feels that you touch something and we got no say in what they do. So you still make it. So maybe we can hopefully try to work something out, and through God's grace, we can keep you out of the prison system because you won't survive in there. And the one thing you want to do is you want to come home to your babies. So let's see what happens. He's a special case at the end of the day. But the rest of them, well, the Lord told me to go forth. And that's what I got to do. So, there's no way out of it, gentlemen. This has been prayed on. It's been put in God's hands. There's no way out of this at all. You're going to face a judge. So you can sit there and say, I can do it. You can't. Through God's divine will, you're going in front of a judge. There's no way out of this. It's God's will. And I got to find more black services now. I'm going to find something else. Screens like, that's all you have? 1,000 lemons. That is it. This is your challenge against me. This is literally what I hear when I have my screens. I hear them talking back to me like, this is it. This is all you got. This is all you need to challenge me. This is why you see me doing crazy stuff like installing projectors outside a window ledge. And that projector was outside a window ledge with the sun striking it to kill the lumen count so it can push through a window. It was called a sunbather. That's what we called the video. Push through a window, travel 13 feet and hit a screen. And go through a 1,000-watt light bulb. Yep. And then the screen laughing like, that's all you got? That's all you got? Okay. I got something for you, buddy. I got something for you. This will definitely work. So, man, yeah. That's why the screen's calling out to me, telling me, that's all you got. That's all you got. 4K demonstration screensavers. Boy, that house is sitting, that would freak me out. That's all you got. Skyworth food demonstration. Like this one. Man, this stuff is going to be a beast, man. How much fun I'm going to have. I have fun with these right here. The demonstration. I'm going to do this again on this one, a $16 projector. I'm going to set up on that one, a $16 projector. I'll do this one. I love doing the black versus black demonstrations. I have so much fun with these. You know who gave me this idea? A troll. A troll gave me this idea. Yep. He came wanted to be nasty on my channel and says, hey, what's the difference between your product and black paint? I was like, huh, that's a pretty good idea. Thank you. And he kind of shocked him when I said thank you. And I've been doing all these tests ever since. We've been doing them since 7s. That's how long we've been doing them. So now we turned around and did all this crazy stuff, did these black versus black insane demonstrations, and we turned all that energy around and pointed it right back at you. And what do you guys do? Nothing. Only one person did it, and he failed miserably doing it. You should have these tests done. They need to be done. You're missing on the fun. You're missing the fun of it all. Look at this. 1,000 lumen projector, 24,000 lights. I'm having them all, people. Don't stop me now, cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. Do 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 do. You know how fantastic it feels when you have a technology that does that, and the fact that you can challenge anybody in the world to go to court, and nobody won't take your challenge. You know how amazing that feels at the end of the day. So this one over here is $1 million. This is going to be 10. The challenge is in court on this one. It's a $10 million lawsuit. Yeah. Anybody willing to challenge me? That technology at the end of the day matches any kind of black paint. Anybody. They get mad when I do that. Can you guys do that? Oh, please do. Oh, we'll be up in a hot second. Like, what did you just say? Great paint. Oh, we're there. We're there. I love it. I can't wait to. That's why we have a ship back policy. If you feel that the batch wasn't good enough, you can ship it back to us. We'll do that demonstration live. I love it. Or we could draw into the screen. We're going to do a draw into the screen. It'd be fun. Right, my name is screen. Kenneth Bird into the screen. There's a challenge. So any challenge we do on the new blacklist, the new setup we're going to do on our page, showing all our black demonstrations, we challenge everyone, not one person, every single person on YouTube that has a screen to match and better all demonstrations under our company, including that technology that leads out in the sun. Because that technology challenges ALR, that's what it does? Yeah. It challenges them. Even the elite screen, that ceiling light rejection technology, it challenges them too. Look at that. It doesn't even show at all, period. And especially if you're online talking about our products that look like that. Oh my goodness, those are heavy lawsuits. Man, it's a beast, ain't it? I'm loving this. 1,000 lumens. Let me show you my projector, people. Let's show you the projector. I'm having the roll over here. I'm just having too much fun. That's my projector right there. Boom. Look, it's not even hooked up to an HDMI port. I freaking love it so much. I think I'm gonna cry. I promised myself I wouldn't cry in this video. I promised myself. Hold on for a minute. To heat. To heat. All right, I'm back. Oh man, I love it. Man, I'm telling you, look, this is what I was telling you before, right? Okay, so when we're on here, we're crushing Jamie, right? As we usually do, right? And when the guy made the statement about I wasted 10 hours doing a demonstration, no, dude, I can engineer technology in my head while I crush people. This was being developed in my head while we were crushing Jamie. Remember I made the statement, right? I don't back up anything. I don't say anything I can't back up. Did I remember I made that statement, right? What came out right after that? This stuff popped up, right? Didn't I say on camera, I said that technology is so advanced that anything we throw at it's going to fail? Did I say that, right? Look, I'm doing it right now in front of you. This is what you're dealing with. I'm way outside your league. Way outside your league. I am. I can engineer technology, and I can basically crush your screens at the same time. And then the technology we engineer will crush your products at the same time. Why I go back on there and talk stuff about your technology not working, why I crush you with the technology I just developed, why crushing your screen, and then develop another technology to crush you again. This is the game you want to play with us. Okay, no problem. I'll crush you on YouTube, I'll crush you in court. It's up to you, pick one, spin the wheel, we'll see you there. Till then, our customers have the best screen paint on the market, pretty soon the planet. And you guys are all going to become obsolete soon. They only buy from us. Why would I buy, give you 60, 70, 80 bucks, $100 for a product that you can't even do this in a live demonstration? There you go. And if you want to use the excuse as cameras and all that stuff, we'll see you in court. Sign the contract. Or we'll send a process server to your front door if you don't want to go. We'll make you go. So you can't do anything, you can't say anything about that. So what options do you have? You mention us, you say something that's wrong, we sue you. You do a bunch of videos, you do a campaign, we'll sue you and we'll basically file criminal charges against you because you got to back everything up you say, right? All right. We come to your website, we buy your stuff, you put money back in our account. They'll be posted. You have to give money back. You can't back your stuff up. Cancellations, all your usual stuff, right? And meanwhile, if we do get your stuff down here, this is what happens to it. So how can you beat our company? You can't. Even for the big companies, they can't even touch us. And meanwhile, who benefits out of this? The consumer. Because the consumer gets a technology that's far more affordable than the high-end certified screens, far more tested than these dinky paints out here that don't do exactly what they're claimed to do. And you guys got to go to court in December because we're challenging your company at the end of the day on top of all that. So how are you going to beat the big juggernaut machine? How are you going to take it down? You can't. You know why you can't? Because in the timeline it takes you to think of something, within 20 minutes we can engineer technology that does this. Which means we're light years ahead of you. We now have an ambient light rejection technology that can basically conquer sunlight. We're light years ahead of you. So you can't even keep up with us. You can't conquer us, you can't destroy us, and everything we point in your direction is catastrophic. That's what you're dealing with now. Did I even mention doing a demonstration with this guy? No, you didn't mention the can. You did not mention this. Why? Why did you mention it? I don't even know why I did not mention it. I just did it for the sake of doing it because we can do it. Why not? Why not? If you could jump the Grand Canyon, can you jump the Grand Canyon? Someone says, hey, jump the Grand Canyon. Oh, I'm hitting my bike. Boop. Jump over the side, right? Because you can do it. You've done it thousands of times, right? We've done these demonstrations thousands of times. Easy for us. It's cakewalk. But you guys, we ask you to do these demonstrations, and we get all kinds of nonsense. We ask you multiple times, and then you're doing dumb stuff on camera by touching the cameras and blocking the screen with your body, and oh my goodness, it's a freaking show. You see me in front of the screen blocking? You see me doing all this dumb nonsense? You don't see none of that, do you? No. Sitting here behind my desk. I want to do another black versus black demonstration. All right, I'm done with this test. I've had some fun. I don't know if it's going to be a test. We just had fun in this. So we're going to do another one. It's going to be a black versus black demonstration. You know why? Because we can do it. Why not? But I do challenge all gray screens to back up your product and do a gray screen versus virtual. Same way I did mine and being the same amount of light I'm using right now on the same projector I'm using. Check my board out. I don't. Anyway, let's try this now. Well, I'm bored. This bores me. How about a game of basketball? Come on. Shirts versus blouses. Oh man, I love this. I love this business. I really do. I love this. Just come in and just crush people. Look, man, we mind our own business. We stay in our own backyard. You guys choose to climb over my gate and go into my backyard. That's what y'all do. Instead of just chill. There's this big, massive battleship sitting out there in the middle of the ocean. Just mind our own business. That's all we're doing. And you guys, every once in a while, when I come up here, you little tiny tugboat battleships and basically fire a couple rounds at us. And we're like, oh, please, come on. For goodness sakes, you learn nothing. Look at the graveyard of ships behind us. Why you try? So it's okay. Just fire something over their head. And we fire something over your head to let you know, back it the freak down. And you don't. And then what happens? Well, it's okay. They don't learn, right? Take them out. You're fish food. Pretty much it. So come this December, this is not going to be a Merry Christmas for a lot of people. Some people are going to be going in and out of courtrooms, their companies will be challenged. Some people at the end of the day are going to be dealing with the fact that they said things about their business that really weren't true and they got to be challenged, sued in court. There's a lot of stuff going to be going on. Meanwhile, our company's going to be picking up all these heavy contracts and, doing what we usually do. I can go to any expo and do this. Oh, I can't wait to. Because we get this conversation all the time. Every time I turn around, it's between product and black paint. Here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Did you guys ask for it? Anybody ask for that? Nobody asked for it. We just did it for the sake of doing it, right? That's what we do. I'm having so much fun here. All right, then we go make the video about black versus black. We're just going to say we're doing it for the sake of it, just fun. We're going to use the 1,000 lumen projector now. We're going to switch on. This is what we're using right now. 1,000 lumen projector. This demonstration, have a little fun here. Man, I'm just having a ball with this stuff. Let's see. Let's go with 4K demonstrations, white levels. 4K demonstration, white levels, screens. Make a difference. Look at the scenery. Anything we hit ain't gonna show up next to our screen. Pretty soon it's gonna be an expos like that. It's a technology expo. That's where our technology is gonna be at pretty soon. See, gentlemen, you see that right there? See that just popped on the screen? That's where my technology is gonna be at. That technology that absorbs sunlight, except for the difference is mine will be outside. You see how beautiful it is? Look at, oh my goodness. You think we can stop this freight train? Please. It's kind of like we got this unstoppable train. You guys try everything. You throw stuff on the track, it just plows right through it. You take out the track, the train automatically evolves into hover technology and just flies over everything. You can't stop this freight train. There's no way to stop it. 5% technology. 5%. It's a stage when it's a 5% technology. When it peaks at 100%, oh my goodness. You're not a gamer unless you have this technology. This is going to be the ultimate gaming screen paint. I can't wait to do the whole screen. Can you imagine the whole wall? We're done with this. Oh man, it's going to be amazing. So like I said, that's why we're going to be doing gallons, because we got people in the day like to paint the whole wall. Matter of fact, I got a buddy who's going to paint his wall, and pretty soon he's going to do the whole wall. He's taking advantage of the Super Bowl package. So, we're going to set up for his new setup. And guess what projector he's buying? He's buying my Christie projector. Not mine, but I'm getting him a Christie projector. Same model, same thing as mine. And why spend that money? It's like $50, get the projector set up, and then boom. Do some video demonstrations off of it, show you my customers. Offline. And they can operate an environment that your screen can't go. And they can work on projectors that you don't pay for it in the day. Your projectors cost too much money. Every once in a while they may use a cheap machine that's once in a blue moon, still in the same dark environment. But is that your main projector? As a matter of fact, they were supposed to do it. That was a challenge we put out to swap out your projector for 1 year. Nobody did it, but the only ones that did it. I swapped out a 5,000 lumen Christie LW505 or the 505U whatever. That projector was projector was 1900 by 1200. It was a 5000 WXGA. I swapped it out to 600 by 800 720p S3GA. 2800 lumen, ViewSonic. Sat back 18 feet from the screen. The screen is 126 inches, and it sat in a bay of windows that wrapped around the screen. And I still was able to produce that for 1 solid year. You guys couldn't even do it. Fernando, we get your paint down here and stick it against this. You know what's going to happen to your screen? You stick it against that, you know what's going to happen to your screen. It's going to go well. But before we do all that, my buddy said, we're going to engage a different way. I'm going to send you a document. And the document states that everything you said about my company, you can back it up in court. So all you got to do is sign it. Or CMPA. Now, if you don't sign it, what does that say to me back? It says that you can't back up everything you said. And if you can't back everything you said, that means you lied on camera, right? You made all these false statements and false demonstrations about us. And that's when we have a process service come to your door. Remember I told you about these guys, right? They're relentless. They'll be at that place every single day. I can pay them a bonus. They'll be at your place every single day. They can serve anyone in the apartment. I give free roam to anybody in that apartment that's over the age of 18 can be served. If it was just you, now it's all of you. You leave anywhere, they'll be there. You go out to eat, you go to dinner, you go to a golf, what are you going to do? They're going to be there. They'll come back to that same apartment. If they can't get to that gate, they will contact your landlord and let him know why we have to be there. The gate's not going to hold it. Did the gate hold the other one? No, we walk right on in. Usually what most people do is they buzz. Random, and a person just presses and lets them in. That's usually what they do. That's how they got in. So your gate won't save you. So it should be pretty easy. It should not be hard to do. As my attorney said, it shouldn't be hard to do. You went on YouTube, made all these statements, right? On my products, don't work, they don't function. We're scams, we're rip-off. That's what you said, right? Right then, all you gotta do is just back up what you said in your multiple videos that we have recorded. That's all you gotta do. This is way too easy. Yeah, 5%. Well, I'm a fabric shopper. That's from doing that, going fabric shopping. We're going to put fabric into the screen. White abstract art. Okay, I got to do the black versus white now. I'm having too much fun here. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm going to do another white versus white demonstration right now. Because I'm going to do something else, the white versus white. I'm going to do white versus white with a halo system. Oh my goodness. That'll be fun. We can drop a halo system on it. We can put a halo system. We got a light halo system on here. We can connect it to the top here. Because like I said, this screen right here, the surface here, it's designed to just hold the screen. That's it. So we can put stuff up there right up there. I got to put a halo system up there. Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. In the back of my mind, we say like challenge accepted. Like, what the heck are you talking about? Challenge accepted. We will take your challenge. Screen's challenging me right now. It's a halo system. You don't put a halo system on me? Yes, I am. Challenge accepted. Now, this is too easy. I gotta go to Facebook and have some fun with this. I was on Facebook a few minutes ago doing streams over there. I'm back and forth between here and Facebook doing streams. Man, we're having a ball with this. Like I said, your stuff should be tested. All right, people. I'm gonna go back to the channel. I'm having a ball. I'm happy. I'm so having so much fun. You can't see the happiness in me. You can't hear it. So I said, all our stuff is tested. You see all those link demonstrations we have on the Ultimate Black Cinematic? Your shopping carts don't look like mine. Where your test at? Man. All right. We gotta bring it. We gotta do this demonstration again. I can't wait. So excited. I'm having a ball. I love doing these. I love doing these. People are afraid to do these tests live. I told you, ever since we sent him paint down, he don't want to do it. He will not do that demonstration. Ever since that Network 773 and he got caught on camera, they don't want to do those tests. They match that screen. They're in trouble. And like I said, Jamie, when you do the demonstration, you're way back here, baby. Way back here. You got to have a ton of light in the environment, which means if your screen's on ambient light projection, it's going to have problems in it. Funny because I have people here for screens up here having a ball. I'm like, because I have my confidence levels to the roof. They know it, they see it. I'm not saying, well, you know, so and trying to avoid conversation. So, yeah, it works right there. We got it over there. I'll be having a ball in here, and they see that. All right, I'm gonna go chill out. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Sometimes I walk out of meetings, but walk around the building. Sometimes they're gonna try to do this screen. I'm gonna try to figure out if they can make it work, not work. And it does. And they come back, Mr. Bird, you got fantastic product here. Shake my hand like, oh yeah. Give all that glory to God at the end of the day, because even when he gave us that possibility. Oh, see, gentlemen, that's why I can come out here and do this. How much confidence that Moses had when he was fighting Pharaoh, when he went battle against Pharaoh. Pharaoh's a freaking king at the end of the day. He's got armies, he's got money, whatever. And this guy is just walking in. He's just walking in. He's just an everyday prophet of God. Guys, I want you to go down to that kingdom down there. And I want you to let that king know who I am, that I am God. Do you reckon they did a confidence level they had to have? You're walking in an area that you can be killed. That king can have you killed. You're walking into his area, his territory. He can announce you as a spy and he can kill you. But he couldn't, because it's backed by God. And he walked in there and he walked right up to that king and told him the other day, I want you to let my people go. The king laughed at him. And he says, okay, you know what? I got something for you. Let you know the day that you're dealing with somebody you don't want to deal with. He brought out 2 of his sorcerers, and they dropped the rods, and snakes came out. Moses was like, okay. No, sorry, Moses went with the boat. No one was with the boat. Moses was one the people go. And Moses was like, okay. The Lord said, drop your staff. And he dropped the staff, and his snake ate both of their snakes. Picked up his staff and said, okay. Let my people go. And walked out of there. So now the king is furious. He's angry. He's upset. This man comes in out of nowhere, comes to his kingdom, and basically beats his 2 sorcerers, eats up both their snakes. And every time Moses came back and said, okay, you want to keep playing the game? You got that confidence. God put that confidence in him now. I got your back at the end of the day. No one's going to be able to conquer you. No one's going to kill you. No one's going to take over this, that, and the other. I got your back. As long as I'm behind you, nothing can stop you. He went in there every single day. And every time he went in there in day, he put down what he had to say, what God told him to do. It happened. It rained fire. It had locusts and frogs and mosquitoes and flies. They were plagued. You see, the people were plagued so badly that they turned on their leader at the end of the day. They're mad at him. You got to keep people out of here. I'm losing all my crops. I'm going to die out here. Well, we have nothing out here. You got to let this go, man. Kept coming back. He says, okay, your firstborn will be the first to go. And they kept coming. They went out there and they put out, did a sacrificial lamb, and they put the blood of the cross on all the people that the angel of death wasn't going to go visit. Their firstborn, the people that slaves, their firstborns were alive. But everybody else, their firstborns died. And you can hear the cries and the screams of the people when the angel of death passed through their homes and took their firstborn. God don't play. He don't play. Pharaoh's son died. Hearing all the screams going on, trying to figure out what's going on, his wife came out holding their son, screaming at him. Enough is enough. Let him go. We're done. We can't take it anymore. We're done. That's what God will do when he puts pressure on you. Enough is enough. So Pharaoh sat there and announced, let them go. Give them whatever they want. Just get them out of here. And they went there and they stacked them up with gold and riches. They left out of there rich kings. They left out of there. But Pharaoh became furious again, upset, and bitter. The devil got in there and got messing with him. And he thought, at the end of the day, I can't let this go on like this. I can't let this man come down here, one person, not an army, against one person. How am I going to tell the other kings and stuff like that? Everybody's going to think at the end of the day that we're a joke, that they may come to destroy us. I got to represent. I can't have it come out there that you want to give one man. Well, he wasn't even a soldier. Came down and conquered us like that. We got to kill him. And that's where Pharaoh's fall came in. Got his soldiers, got them all together, and started chasing down those people. They saw them coming in the horizon, and the people screamed out to Moses. Moses prayed to God, and God parted the sea in half, and they walked across it. Can you imagine seeing that? That's got to be an incredible thing. You're walking through the middle of a sea, and you're watching it just push off. You probably see sharks and stuff when they're swimming around and stuff, but they know not to jump towards you because God controls all that. And they walk up on the other end of that, and Pharaoh sees it. This is how you got to be careful about the devil. He saw it. He saw the water part. He's so full of anger, so full of hatred, so full of rage that you guys are. And he said, you know what? I'm going to go get him, no matter what. And he ran in there and he died. He got in there to run in there to get up close to them. And the children got to screaming and yelling and saying, hey, he's coming, he's coming. And Moses closed that ocean, and they were crushed and killed, all of them. Moses lost his life. Driven by hatred, driven by envy, jealousy. That's what you guys are doing. So the outcome of that was coming in December. We got court dates coming up pretty soon. You got to face that music. Meanwhile, we got that technology. The Lord keeps blessing us. Oh, man. That is so cool to watch. I'll make a ton of these videos. That's what I said at the end of the day. If you could back your products up like this, you would have tons of videos showing your stuff on every level, doing what you're supposed to do. I got to pop to a bunch of forum sites. Shoot a very short video, pop to a bunch of forum sites, and show them their product coming out. And we have, guess what? The Black versus Black demonstration test. They're in our links in the shopping cart. So when this one's done all its testing, and you go to the shopping cart, you see the same thing you saw here, except on a much bigger screen, but you'll see the black on black demonstrations, all that stuff will be in there for you to see. Yep. As it should be. And that means the reason why we can back our products up, because all our stuff is tested, and all tests that we have make up our specification sheets. If you don't do the tests, that means you lied on your specification sheets. Alright people, I gotta go. I gotta do a black on black demonstration. Having fun.